rising, kings, queens, gods, goddesses, multi-exclusive dimensional being God, sending you good, healing, and loving and energy. So we're about to get into the metaphysics of the sun and Sagittarius and the moon and motherfucking Neptune. So look, this is a 2-day process. The moon is fast as fuck. The moon moves fast as fuck. The moon is quicker than the sun, feel me? But remember, the moon came to existence first. And of course, everything was birthed out of water. But of course, when we're talking about moon and Pisces, this is being mutable in your ways of adapting to other people's sensitivity, other people's dreams, visions, imagination, dreams, illusion, fantasies. Try to make sure you're looking more internally into your dreams, your imaginations, and your fantasies, and not looking externally to the dreams, imaginations, and illusions that the media or the government or someone is basically influencing you in. Because you know Neptune is in Pisces too. It is retrograde, but of course, when Neptune is in Pisces, this is your time to basically take time to utilize your imagination. Feel me? Because your imagination is how you got here. So the moment you don't have balance, the moment you don't have an imagination moment, you lack imagination, you just basically telling yourself that you really ain't shit and you're just too logical. And pretty much when you're too logical and you don't have balance, things don't really play out into your favor. So you got to have that balance. For me, that's why Pisces is pretty much compatible, and it's incompatible with Venus, because Venus is always looking for balance and looking for peace, especially dealing with relationships and also partnership. But you, of course, Pisces want to see that globally, so that's what we're talking about, exaltation, and we're talking about compatibilities. But yeah, let's get into these energies. So you got 2 days to plant good seeds, dealing with your imagination, writing things into existence, because these energies can also play out to your favor. For me, it may be at odds dealing with with Geminis and Virgos during this phase, because these are opposites for me. Gemini is more left brain, aka air, thinking and communication. Also, Virgo is more left brain also, but feminine earth too. But of course, when we got that aspect, when we dealing with these elements and alignments, things is changing. Of course, Cancers, you may be exhausted during this time, because you may feel the need to basically overexhaust yourself too. Also, Pisces included, because this is also that perspective. And also Leo, you might be into the phase of overexhausting yourself, or basically being too much in your dreams and illusion, creativity during this time too. Try not to get washed up with these alignments. You'll learn how to use these alignments to your advantage. But yeah, we got motherfucking Mercury and strong Neptune during this time. So this could be, baby, we're dealing with a strong imagination, and of course this can be illusion or deception, because Mercury is in Scorpio too. But this is a trine, feel me? So you got the gift to take responsibilities and power and control deeply over your imagination, or you're gonna allow the government to do that to you, because there's a whole lot of illusion going on, feel me? And things is basically boiling up right now too. We also got Jupiter conjunct Pluto, so we're gonna be adapting in our ways of going through changes, experiences, learning process, and transformation during this time. Try to have deep experiences and transformations dealing with ways you want to be seen in life, and having willpower, and not putting yourself in predicaments and circumstances and situations of lacking that ability. For me, because when the sun is in Jupiter, this is luck, goals, dreams, imagination. For me, because this is also dealing with Sagittarius and Pisces too. This is also a connection for me, because Sagittarius is basically dealing with the sun when the sun is shining. For me, that's this masculine perspective. When we talking about Pisces, is dealing with the feminine perspective in the nighttime, because when you go to sleep, that's nighttime. For me, that's when you dream. Boom. And of course, after this phase, the moon will be going into Aries, where you gotta find a new way of experiencing, or basically find a new way of going out about your day forwardly too. So also we got Sun sextile Saturn. So it's basically the opportunity to have growth, dealing with our experiences, our responsibilities, and our commitment and structure in our life during this time. So you want to have a commitment on basically doing that, especially with your surroundings, or ways where you can, or paying attention to your career during this time. You want to expand that and grow with that. We also got the Sun trine Chiron. So this basically having we're gonna be very aware of people's sufferings and the way they're going through life during this time too, because you know Jupiter falls in Capricorn. So this is a good time to basically, connect with people, learn from people, and of course, teamwork makes the dream work. We can all bring our imagination, our creativity together, and find a new way of basically adapting our new ways and living in society. A lot of motherfuckers gonna get this vaccine. A lot of motherfuckers gonna die. A lot of motherfuckers gonna fold when these vaccines come out. But we're gonna see who's strong. Also, we got motherfucking Moon, Trine, Mercury. So basically, this is far out thinking. We may far out think, or we may far out exhaust ourselves with the way we think and feel and have intuition. So, try to have balance during this time too, because this can lead out to a whole lot of perspectives too. So you don't want to put yourself in that predicament or circumstance situation. This is a gift too, but this is gonna be higher ideas, and also you're always gonna be met with opposite. Remember that. Also, we got Moon sextile Uranus, so we're gonna feel the need to basically go through an emotional awakening, especially with our surroundings or our dreams too during this time too. Feel me? Or open-minded on having your own way and your own way of processing your abilities in life, or your talents, or your creativities, or your creations too. We also got we also got Jupiter conjunct Saturn. So basically, we're going to be going through experiences during this time. They might do a travel ban on airports, especially when you're getting on a plane and shit. So be careful, and of course, be aware for that, because they're going to pretty much go to war with people on that too, and they're going to use that as a crutch to basically get people out the sky and shit. So yeah, be prepared for that too. We also got motherfucking Moon sex. Yeah, we got Moon. I'm bugging. We got Moon trine Venus. So basically, this is dealing with experiences, dealing with a shift in the way we value and appreciate other people, places, and things during this time. Feel me? We may have shared values, or we may go through toxic issues during this time. So be aware of that. And we may go through a whole lot of experiences dealing with the way we love, appreciate, and desire people during this time. You don't want to put yourself in an illusion. You don't want to put yourself in a circumstance situation of being harmed or hurt. So of course, make sure your ass is taking care of your responsibilities and being loyal to your person, especially if your ass ain't got nowhere to be or nowhere to stay during this time. Feel me? It's one thing your partner being loyal to you. You don't want to fuck that up during this time, especially when Venus is in Scorpio. Since this is a whole lot of dark shit going on. So yeah, you don't want to put yourself in that predicament, especially when it boils down. They're gonna have motherfuckers on house arrest to the point where you ain't gonna have no choice but to get along with a family member. You ain't gonna have no choice but to motherfucking adapt to new ways and be fixated in dealing with other people or opposite energies during this time. We also got motherfucking Moon conjunct Neptune. So this is basically dealing with strong, powerful sensitivity. And also, you can be up to illusions, or you can be up to the point of exhausting yourself during this time and shit. Especially glossing or glamoring in your intuition. So try to have balance. Try not to overexhaust yourself, because this is also exectortion. So you want to make sure you're not overly indulging yourself, or basically being a doormat during this time too. Also, we got Venus squared Saturn. So the way we love and appreciate can be at odds. It could be heavy restrictions and responsibilities during this time too. So our relationships and goals can be at odds and shit during this time. So yeah, expect that, especially with that Venus squared Saturn. Feel me? Everybody gonna be paying attention to certain things in relationships, or they may be trying to find new ways to be organized and be practical with the way you're dealing with your relationships during this time. Also, we got Venus opposite Uranus. So basically, our love matters can be at odds with the way we are unique. For me, people may feel the need to basically cheat during this time, or find their own ways of disconnecting from someone, or being at odds, or looking elsewhere for another relationship or another partner to basically mix and mingle with during this time. So watch out for that, or maybe conflicts and arguments during this time. So yeah. Also, we got Saturn conjunct Pluto. So this is dealing with higher guilt, higher worry, and this is also dealing with depression too. So try not to put yourself in situations of taking on too much pressure. Try not to bury too much things. It's one thing to bottle your emotions. It's one thing to start new projects, but taking on too many responsibilities and too much baggage can put you in circumstances, situations of causing stagnation and basically bring you down. So try to transform new ways of being seen into the public arena and transforming things that you want to see take place in your life, especially when things go extreme during this time. Also, we got we about to get into these houses real fast, and I'm about to basically break down your house, and I'm going to basically break down where you're going to be paying attention to, and of course I'm going to break down your sign as to where you're going to be basically receiving this energy and shit. So when you got Pisces in your first house, you're going to be reacting and responding to visionary purposes as far as your personal visions, personal goals. You're going to be very gentle, very nice during this time, and very sensitive and very dreamy about personal issues and personal affairs in your life. Now, when you got being that you were Aries, now dealing with Aries, feel me? Try to watch out for other people, places, and things that may be trying to take your shine or your energy during this time, because it can play onto this perspective. And of course, when we talk about 12 houses, it's dealing with something that happened in your past life experience. So you may have had a harmful death, you may have had a tragic experience, or you may just pretty much die way before your time. So you may be carrying that stagnation with you, where this can be at opposite energies during this time. So you may feel the need to basically try to reimburse or pretty much take yourself out of that circumstance. But this is something that subconsciously that's going to be basically chewing you inside out, especially if you ain't taking care of your responsibilities and duties during this time. Second house, you basically be reacting and responding to your environment, people, places, and things, unfamiliar faces, or familiar faces during this time. Feel me? And you know, when we got the 12th house and the second house, the 12th house and the second house, you're going to be reacting and responding to things you value or what you can value to the world. So try to not glamorize onto materialistic things. For me, you're rich in spirit already, understand that. It's all about bringing your spirituality and bringing your dreams and imagination down to existence. And of course, when we're talking Taurus, you got to be more practical, especially dealing with this element. For me, it's one thing you may see things play out to your perspective, and you don't like changes. Feel me? You like to be fixated in your own way, but you got to be more mutable and more adaptable in ways of finding ways to be more inclined, where you can see things come into your perspective and not just looking at it in one way or one aspect. For me, so whatever you imagine, whatever you dream, you got to be practical with this in order for you to basically gain what you want to go through experiences. And especially when you got this moon Taurus, you're going to be receiving that energy to basically play out this characteristics. When we got this in your third house, you're going to be reacting and responding to your visions, your environment, and people, places, and things. Feel me? And also, Pisces don't like being here, so this is opposite. So you may have mental breakdowns, or you may be overthinking or overanalyzing during this time, especially with a Gemini too. You may have miscommunication difficulties, understanding, or people may have difficulties misunderstanding you, and you may miss appointments. You may pretty much misplace things during this time, because this is opposite energy. So be aware of that too. Or you may just be at odds. For me, you may have went through a circumstance situation where you probably died with a whole lot of shit on your mind. So of course, you're the twin, so this is what came to existence. So you may have a twin. Try to have mental stimulation and go within yourself, because this is something subconsciously that's going to chew you out. Also, fourth house is basically this is exaltation. So you may exhaust yourself pretty much. So also, you're going to feel the need to basically put yourself in circumstance. Also, with Gemini, try not to care too much about other people's circumstances and situations. For me, try to have more passion. You need more passion, more encouragement in order for you to basically get from point A to point B. And of course, when we talking motherfucking fourth house, it's gonna be exaltation. So you may overexhaust yourself. You may be too much of a doormat. You may take on too many responsibilities during this time and shit. And of course, you may be self-centered too. So try not to put yourself in that predicament. For me, try not to exhaust yourself, and be more, open. For me, you may be going through a whole lot of complications and chaos, especially during your young age. But you may carry this within you subconsciously, where people didn't allow you to have sense of stage, or people may not pay attention to you and shit. So you may take that to the heart, and you may act out in ways where you may just basically have a family, and when the family do invite you over, you don't even come over. You probably just keep these people sacred, and you just pretty much find ways to try to nurture your kid versus where you wasn't pretty much nurtured or paid attention to. So try to watch out for that, feel me? And if you got a moon in Cancer, you're gonna be picking this up. And of course, this is going something that's gonna be eating from you subconsciously. And you know, Cancer, they good with their memory, so they remember everything almost to the point they still have dreams of them being a child, even if they still an adult during this time too. Sixth house, this is also another opposite. So of course you're gonna have issues during this time, feel me? Try to you're gonna be reacting, responding to details, scheduling, routine, pattern during this time, feel me? You may put yourself in a circumstance, situation where you may overexhaust yourself. You may take on too many responsibilities. You may be too nice, feel me? You may get walked on during this time. People may take advantage of you and shit. Like you may have did a job and shit, and other people may take the consideration of saying, "Oh yeah, I did it. Thank you very much," and shit. And for me, you may be too stagnated. For me, you may have to get out of that circumstance, situation. For me, try not to be too nice. Try not to be taking on too many responsibilities and shit, because this can basically fuck with you and shit. This can put you in a circumstance, situation where you may have a mental breakdown. This can fuck with your health in many ways. So try not to put yourself in that circumstance, situation. For me, try to have more satisfaction. Try to have like a balance where you're not overdoing or overindulging yourself during this time and shit. So yeah, you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. Yeah, it's not easy partake. So yeah, try to be more organized and more practical during this time too. Also, when we talking seventh house, for me, yeah, you gotta have satisfaction though. But yeah, when we talking seventh house, you're basically gonna be reacting, responding to your partnerships. For me, you're gonna pretty much be relating to them and to that mechanism, for me. Try not to put yourself in circumstances, situations of glamorizing over things that happened previously, for me. You may put yourself in a circumstance, situation where you may give your all to your partner, and your partner may not be meeting you on that other aspect too. Especially if you're a Libra too. You're gonna basically be going through a whole lot of self-sacrifices with your relationships, for me. You may give all your energy, all your time, and all your sacrifice to a partner and shit, but they may not even pretty much meet you halfway with this perspective, and you may basically hold this in to the point it may cause issues, or may cause also trust issues and shit. So you may pretty much get into conflict during this time, especially during that Venus is in Scorpio. It don't even get better to the point you may find your partner cheating, or you may basically be lied to during this time, or you may be the person lying to your partner during this time. So yeah, or you may be glamorizing towards or having visions or dreams about a good relationship or a better relationship and shit. So try not to put yourself in a circumstance, situation of dealing with that toxicity. If this person not for you, learn how to like distance yourself from that person right away. This way you're not creating more issues where you gotta hold things in, or you may just lash out during this time. So yeah, try to get out of that phrase ASAP. No Rocky. If you got a moon in Libra, you're gonna be receiving this energy. Also, when we're talking the 8th house, you're basically gonna be reacting, responding to your spirituality. You may be in search for something, for me. You may took on too many circumstances, situations, a whole lot of issues, a whole lot of recognition, and it's probably in your previous life, for me. And what happens into this perspective is you may put yourself in a predicament where you may overexhaust yourself, for me, especially dealing with rebirth issues and shit during this time. You may have motherfucking issues with hiding things, and basically how you may have issues with hiding skeletons and shit during this time, for me. You may have held so much in to the point where you just put too much weight on your spirit, for me. You didn't know how to free yourself up, for me. Now you're carrying a whole lot of baggage, and what happens is this baggage is basically wearing down on you. And for you to basically get to the new ways and new phase of Jupiter to expand and grow in life, how you gonna expand and grow in life when you're taking on too many responsibilities and hiding too many things, for me? you gotta free up, feel me? Motherfucking Jupiter like to expand and grow. Jupiter don't like to stay stagnant in one spot. Jupiter like to get around. Jupiter like to move around. Feel me? Be free and shit. So you want to make sure you be free and try to like understand that you're gonna have these dark thoughts and you're gonna have these dark moments. But try to like utilize this to basically transform and put yourself in circumstances, situations where you can use this negative energy towards your goals and your dreams and your passion during this time, for me. Or search for taboos, or search for mysteries, or find out where this energy is coming from, or find out why you're experiencing this. Learn how to psych yourself up, learn how to psych up your feelings and emotions and shit, motherfucking Scorpio. So this way you can find out who, what, when, where, why, and how, and you can basically fucking fight and kill your demons. This way your demons is not getting bigger and stronger and try to overtake you or take power and control over you to the point you may put yourself in more frame and shit. So yeah, try to get out of that circumstance situation ASAP. Now when we're talking the ninth house, basically you're gonna be reacting to visions, reacting and responding to visionary purposes as far as dealing with faith, expansion, and growth during this time too. So yeah, so what happened in your previous life, it may be an issue where you took on too many responsibilities and shit. You took on too many commitments. You took on too many. You worried about how you would see yourself in status and careers and shit. So what happened now? This shit may be raining down on you and shit. So one thing about you, yeah. What the fuck am I talking? Yeah. So you may have blind faith during this. Yeah. When we got motherfucking Sagittarius and motherfucking ninth house, yeah, you're gonna be reacting and responding to blind faith. You may have a whole lot of beliefs and shit. Try not to get caught up. It's like question your belief is what you need to do. For me, it's one thing to believe in something, but if you don't see no change, if you don't see no commitment as far as this thing helping you to grow, then what are you believing in? You might be believing in a demon to the point where other people may tell you this shit, but you may look at them like they demons and shit. So yeah. You may be one of those theologians and shit, where you may be too lost into religion and shit to the point where you may take this shit to the extreme natures, as to say, oh by the way, this person, like, feel me? You probably be like, oh, Jesus Christ is my only savior, or basically you may be like you may be saying some shit, oh, Jesus Christ, you're nothing without Jesus Christ, some shit that you might be trying to say during this time to basically justify a reason as to why you. Yeah, but y'all know what I mean by that. So pretty much try not to put yourself in that circumstance situation, for me, because you could be taking on so many responsibilities and pursuits to the point you may overexhaust your ass. So yeah, try not to put yourself in that predicament and shit. For me, learn how to trust yourself and believe in yourself. For me, because this can basically lead you down a rabbit hole to the point your ass might be get reincarnated back here by believing in too much shit, not yourself. So yeah. Also, when we got motherfucking Sagittarius in the 10th house, you're going to be reacting, responding to your status, your career, and your dreams and your goals, for me. You may not be too keen on to dreams and goals, for me. You may be just too down to earth, but it's good to have balance and shit. It's nothing wrong with utilizing your imagination, for me. This is how you got here. Everything you see with your two eyes is a physical representation of what came from the spiritual realm. So yeah, remember, you are the creator, and we got creations. So understand that shit too. So you may have fears of guilt, worrying, and taking on responsibilities. So pretty much in your previous life, you may have took on way too many responsibilities, or you may have faced way too many obstacles, and pretty much what happens is you carry that into this life. So you may be going through a whole lot of obstacles, especially Capricorn, for me. You may be over worrying. You may be taking on too many responsibilities. Try to like sit back, relax, and cool, chill, for me. Get into some meditation, clairvoyance and shit. Get into some yoga. Feel me? Try to have mental and physical stimulation, so this way you ain't overexhausting yourself during this time and shit. You want to like sit back and chill and relax too, and this way everything will play out to your favor. Also, when we're talking about 11th house, you're gonna be reacting, responding to visions as far as pretty much seeing where you can be seen in life, opportunities. This is an opportunity, and this is a sextile too, to where you can have an emotional awakening during this time. There's one thing you may be caught up and lost into your illusion as far as down to earth qualities and shit, but you have a talent and you have a gift within you. And also Pisces, you have a talent and a gift to basically react and respond to this. So the only way you can basically find out these answers is basically going within yourself get into your guru shit and basically expressing yourself and putting yourself in predicaments and circumstances, situations where you can find out what happened to you in previous life. This way you can use your talents and not basically go home every fucking day and sleep for 8 hours and shit and and just because you say you don't want to miss out on 8 hours of sleep. For me, it's one thing to sleep all motherfucking day, but remember, it's another thing to basically express your keys, express your talents. This way you ain't being trapped too. So yeah, try not to get lost into being too afraid of changes, being afraid to basically own up to your changes or commitment during this time. For me, it's very important to basically get through that. This way you can expand and grow, and basically you can be more whole with yourself spiritually and not get lost into mundane shit. And of course, last but not least, motherfucking Pisces. This is 12th house. So you're gonna be reacting, responding to intuition, goals, dreams, and visions. So pretty much with this aspect, try not to put yourself in a circumstance, situation, or predicament where you don't want to take care of your responsibilities. For me, it's one thing to put yourself in a predicament, circumstance, situation, but you gotta understand that your dreams, your goals, will get you places in life. You feel me? And you gotta find your purpose during this time, for me, and not get caught up or lost by illusions. I mean, you may feel the need to basically jump into things and not question things, but you got to learn how to sit back and utilize your imagination and have some visions and some goals to where you want to be seen in life. I mean, use a little bit of more dreams and imagination. So it's one thing to put yourself in a predicament of getting lost into other people's pursuits or other people's aspects, but it's very important to basically have a vision, have a goal, have a purpose to where you can basically focus on that goal, on that motivation, and this way you won't be afraid of changes or expectations. For me, you'll be key on to these expectations falling into your lap, and you're not getting overwhelmed or overburdened by other shit. So yeah, it's very important for the 12th house and motherfucking that position, especially dealing with Aries ascendant. For me, so you may your personal issues and personal fears is pretty much what's important to you, but you may also get hit with resentment or opposites dealing with relating to people. Other people may not understand you, or you may not understand yourself, or you may not understand other people. So yeah, try to watch out for that and be keen on to that. And I love y'all. Make sure y'all planting good seeds. Make sure y'all staying on y'all A game and being consistent. Cause consistency is key. Consistency is gonna get you to the horizon, but being inconsistent is gonna keep your ass on a broader level. For me, and remember, Jupiter is expansion and growth. Saturn is contraction. You don't want to contract, you want to expand. But when you do expand, you want to contract and basically push that element and basically expand and grow and basically build from your perspective. Of course, you're always going to descend, but of course, you're always going to be in a bigger and better predicament.